Good evening, it's July 14th, and welcome to Cape Media News, your source for hyperlocal news that matters. I'm Lauren Williamson. Harwich Director of Planning and Community Development, Paul Halkiotis, abruptly retired on June 26th. He reportedly announced his retirement in person and without warning, so the exact reasons for his departure are unknown. This is the latest in a string of Harwich department heads leaving their positions. Halkiotis' departure was preceded by Health Department Director Katie O'Neill, who resigned a few weeks prior. During his tenure, Paul Halkiotis played a significant role in reshaping the town's accessory dwelling unit bylaw and implementing new floodplain regulations. Now Harwich must find a suitable replacement for Halkiotis. The exit of Halkiotis, a Marshfield resident, came at the end of his 6th month in the position, replacing John Idman, who served as Planning and Community Development Director for 1 year prior. In an unfortunate incident of vandalism, a newly installed dog waste bag dispenser at the Flack Pond Conservation parking lot was found destroyed, less than a week after its installation. The dispensers, which are provided by the town as a courtesy to help dog owners comply with local bylaws, are a significant investment. Under town law, dog owners are required to carry a means to pick up after their pets or face a potential citation. Authorities are urging citizens to respect public property and help maintain community cleanliness. Anyone with any information about the destruction of the dispenser is asked to contact Dennis Animal Control at 774-352-1400 or the non-emergency police line at 508-394-1313. The town is hoping that with community cooperation, such incidences can be prevented in the future. In Chatham, Seth Taylor, a former select board member, has filed a lawsuit to prevent the town from bringing the proposed $10.6 million Center for Active Living to a vote again for 5 years. Taylor contends that the ballot question of the funding of the center, following its rejection at the annual town meeting, was an attempt to bypass legal requirements. Despite the lawsuit, Chairman Corey Matters doesn't believe the upcoming special town meeting will be delayed, and the town intends to file a motion to dismiss the lawsuit. Previously, voters have twice rejected the proposal for the new center, considering it's too costly. However, in the May 11th town election, a debt exclusion proposal related to the center was approved. The town maintains that the successful May 11th ballot vote on the debt exclusion question remains valid. The Barnstable Police Department has reported an increase in scams, with 2 scams affecting Barnstable residents. The first involves fake job postings on LinkedIn for a remote transcriptionist role, where victims are sent a counterfeit check of $3,000 to $5,000 after signing an employee agreement. The victims are then asked to purchase various gift cards and share the card details with the scammer before the check deposit clears, resulting in financial loss. The second scam involves fraudulent calls claiming to be from the Barnstable District Court. These calls falsely inform victims that they have been listed as a character witness in a case and are being fined approximately $1,500 for not appearing in court. The scammer requests immediate payment over the phone and disconnects if victims mention legal representation. Caller ID is typically blocked in these scams, and Barnstable PD encourages residents not to give out any financial and personal information over the phone. Tom Holliday, manager of the Chatham Anglers, has resigned from his position due to personal health reasons. Holliday, who has served as the team manager for 5 seasons, penned a resignation letter to the Chatham Athletic Association, expressing his regret for having to step down. During his tenure, Holliday led the team to the Cape Cod Baseball League Championship Series and a first-place finish in the East Division in 2019. Holliday's career with the Anglers ends with a record of 83, 90, and 18. His assistant, Marty Lees, will take over as manager for the remainder of the 2023 season. Both of the Chatham Athletic Association and players alike expressed support and admiration for Holliday. Lees inherits a team with a record of 16, 15, and 1. and 7 points behind the 4th-place Brewster Whitecaps for the final playoff spot. Health Imperatives, a nonprofit organization, has started offering medication abortions as its 7 clinics in southeastern Massachusetts, including locations on Cape Cod and the islands. This marks a significant milestone in addressing the lack of abortion services in the region, known as an abortion desert. The organization received $700,000 in state funding to integrate medication abortions into sexual reproduction and healthcare services. Medication abortion allows individuals to terminate pregnancies by taking prescribed medication, typically within the first 10 weeks. Health Imperatives provide counseling, blood tests, and ultrasounds to ensure the effectiveness of the treatment. Patients no longer have to travel long distances to access basic medical procedures, as they can now receive care at their local clinics. The organization aims to make the services accessible by accepting various types of insurance and providing solutions for those without coverage. Health Imperatives have stocked doses of the abortion medication mifepristone at all locations to meet the demand for the medication abortions. The organization is also studying the community's need to determine if there is a future requirement for surgical abortion services. This development marks a significant step forward in providing accessible reproductive health care options for individuals on Cape Cod and the islands. In a recent development, popular retailer Christmas Tree Shops has made the decision to close its last 3 stores on Cape Cod, marking the end of an era for local shoppers. Documents filed on June 29th in the U.S. Bankruptcy Court revealed that the stores in Hyannis, Orleans, and West Dennis will soon commence going out of business sales. This unfortunate closure is part of a broader liquidation plan that includes shutting down all 74 Christmas Tree Shop locations nationwide. Earlier in May, the company had already announced the closure of 10 stores, including a flagship store at the Sagamore Bridge. The Christmas Tree Shops, originally founded by Charles and Doreen Valeskian, initially started as a single store on Route 6A in Yarmouthport. While the Valeskian family still owns the properties under the Falmouth, Sagamore, and Orleans stores, the company's financial difficulties have proven insurmountable. After filing for bankruptcy on May 5th, Christmas Tree Shops sought to refinance and restructure through debtor in possession (DIP) financing. However, the company has struggled to meet the financial obligations of the loan. As loyal customers and employees brace for the upcoming closures, it is a somber moment for Cape Cod residents who have long cherished the presence of Christmas Tree Shops in their community. The Cape Cod Metropolitan Planning Organization has opened a draft for the 2024 Regional Transportation Plan, spanning from 2024 to 2044. The 106-page document presents a suite of proposed transit, traffic, and transportation infrastructure projects. The grand total, an estimated $1.4 billion. Among the headline projects are the replacement of the Bourne and Sagamore bridges, the Shank Painter Road Development Initiative in Provincetown, improvements to the crucial Route 28 corridor, and the Cape Cod Rail Trail. The public is currently being invited to review and give feedback on these plans. The bridge replacement project, scheduled to begin in 2026, recently drew attention after the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers was denied funding under the 2022 Infrastructure for Rebuilding America program. However, the project remains high on the priority list. Coming up after the break, Big Nick's Ride. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Cape Media News. I'm Lauren Williamson. Dinah Lane from Harwich Channel 18 sat down with retired Harwich Fire Chief Norman Clark about the ongoing renovation project at the Old Bank Street Firehouse. The building where Chief Clark started his career in 1977 was initially proposed to be demolished and the property sold, but instead it has been repurposed for renovation.
Bruce Young, who is the president of the association, had a vision many years ago when he saw this abandoned. His lineage, his dad, his grandfather, his uncles, many of his family worked here right from the beginning.
I see.
And he had a vision to do something with this. And that's where it really grew from. It was from Bruce Young's vision.
The renovated building will be a combination of a display area for historical fire department artifacts, including the first motorized truck of Harwich, a 1927 Maxim pumper, a fire truck, and an event space. It will be designed according to the original blueprints, keeping as many as the original features as possible. The second floor is proposed to be turned into potential apartments for workforce housing. This is subject to zoning restrictions.
We're hoping to also partner with the community on a great need for housing.
Oh, yes.
So we are proposing 2 to 3 apartments upstairs for either workforce housing. It's so difficult today when you have new folks come to the community, whether it be public safety, teachers, DPW, or workers in our local businesses, a place to get started, to live.
And they can't find a place.
And they can't
to
find a
stay
place.
So often.
We're
Yes.
hoping to provide that.
Big Nick's Ride for the Fallen is an annual motorcycle ride that takes place on Cape Cod. The event is named in honor of USMC Corporal Nicholas Exaros and aims to honor Cape Cod's fallen heroes, particularly those with ties to Cape Cod and veterans from the Wampanoag tribe. The ride is scheduled to take place on Sunday, July 16th, starting at the Barnstable County Sheriff's Office in Bourne. Registration begins at 7 a.m. and the opening ceremony starts at 9 a.m. Kickstands are set to go up promptly at 9:45 a.m. The registration fee for riders and passengers is $20 each. The ride will follow a scenic route through Cape Cod, with spectators lining the streets to show their support. The final destination is Sea Dog Brew Pub in South Yarmouth.
On a hot summer's day, third week of July, you're going to hear thunder, but not from the sky. 1,000 bikers from all over the nation have come to Cape Cod for a big celebration. A tall young Marine, 13 years ago, died. He left behind family and friends who still cry. The Big Nick Riders, they put on this run in the name of a hero whose job is not done. We ride for Big Nick and the others that fell. We ride for the soldiers who came home as well. We ride for the good and those most in need. We're American patriots, living the dream. So stand by the road with a flag in your hand and wave the riders who served this great land. But when the sun sets and the day turns into night, remember the reason for Big Nick's ride. Nicholas George Exaros, he answered the call. Though all gave some, Big Nick gave all.
The event also includes special activities to honor Native American veterans. There will be a guest speaker, Tribal Police Captain Curtis Fry III, who's a U.S. Army Iraq veteran. Members of the Wampanoag tribe will create, bless, and distribute prayer bundles. There will be a drumming circle as part of the opening ceremony, and Native American riders will be given a position of honor in the procession. On Sunday, after the ride, there will be a post-ride celebration at Sea Dog Brew Pub, featuring food and live music from the Not Your Average cover band. More information can be found at the event's website, bignicksride.org. 2 development projects on Cape Cod aim to repurpose existing properties to address housing needs in their respective areas. The former laundromat on Route 28 in South Yarmouth and the old Cascade Motor Lodge on Main Street in Hyannis are set to undergo transformations into multi-family housing complexes. In Yarmouth, the Nantucket Sound Group Incorporated has proposed redeveloping a former laundromat into 23 rental apartments, potentially including an oyster bar. The 3-story building, known as the Matachesett Village Apartments, is planned to encompass approximately 19,000 square feet. A quarter of the units will be designated as affordable housing for households that are earning less than 80% of the area median income. The project is subject to approval from Mass Housing and the Yarmouth Select Board's comments before moving forward.
This basically had a 3-part process where at the board's last meeting, you heard from presentation from the developers. We had a lot of give and take and back and forth there. We have had our initial request for an extension of the comment period, which we had hoped to get through July 20. And so what we had hoped to do is review and have some give and take on where we stand today. And then that gives us the additional meeting next week that we can have some more formal comments in front of the board. And some of the things I thought that have progressed in an excellent fashion is that but it also makes it a little more complicated. Since the last meeting, we have had a new proposal that has substantially changed this proposal. Now, we're going to have to sift through what impacts on the comments that has, and if we need more time, we're going to have to request from Mass Housing an additional extension, which we could get.
Meanwhile, in Hyannis, the old Cascade Motor Lodge property on Main Street is being considered for a multi-family housing development. The 36-unit motel, recently purchased by the GPC Maine LLC, will undergo a site plan review under the new zoning changes approved by the Barnstable Town Council. The zoning adjustments enable developers to build up to 4 stories in the downtown Main Street district, promoting compact residential development while aligning with traditional patterns. The proposed projects in both Yarmouth and Hyannis seek to leverage existing properties to address the growing need for housing on Cape Cod. By repurposing underutilized buildings, these developments aim to provide a mix of rental apartments and increase housing options while adhering to affordable housing requirements. The projects are expected to undergo further review and approval processes before proceeding with the construction phase. Coming up after the break, the Barnstable County Fair. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Cape Media News. I'm Lauren Williamson. Get ready for a week of summer excitement as the Barnstable County Fair returns to the Cape Cod Fairgrounds in East Falmouth. Ryan Downs has more.
The Barnstable County Fair is making a highly anticipated return to the Cape Cod Fairgrounds from July 17th to July 23rd, bringing a week-long extravaganza of entertainment, mouth-watering fair food, and cherished fair traditions. This annual summer spectacle is set to deliver an unparalleled experience for visitors of all ages. Last year's fair was declared Best Local Event of 2022 by Cape Cod Times. Spanning over 100 acres of picturesque grounds, the Cape Cod Fairgrounds will transform into a hub of entertainment featuring show rings, barns, a stage, ticket booths, and ample function spaces. The Barnstable County Fair promises an action-packed lineup of main acts that will take stage each day. Excitement will soar on July 17th with the Flat Out Freestyle Moto Stunt Show, showcasing thrilling stunts and aerial acrobatics. On July 18th, the country music band Boomtown Saints will captivate the audience with their infectious tunes. The following day, July 19th, we'll witness the exhilarating world's largest demolition derby, where fearless drivers battle it out for glory. Rock band Foghat will grace the stage on July 20th. On July 21st, visitors will experience the music of ABBA with the sensational tribute show, direct from Sweden, The Music of ABBA. Nashville country music trio Runaway June will take center stage on July 22nd. Finally, on July 23rd, Alex Shiloh's tribute to Bruce Springsteen will pay homage to the rock icon, guaranteeing a memorable finale to this year's fair. Beyond the main acts, fairgoers can enjoy all-day happenings that showcase the best of Barnstable County's agricultural heritage. Livestock area shows and exhibits will provide an opportunity to appreciate the region's farming traditions, while a petting zoo will delight animal lovers of all ages. Visitors can explore the marketplace and community building, where local vendors will offer unique products and crafts. And no visit to the Barnstable County Fair would be complete without indulging in the vast array of fair food. From classic favorites like fried dough and cornbread to unconventional treats like fried Oreos and baked ice cream, with a diverse range of cuisines including Italian, Mexican, Middle Eastern, and Brazilian, fairgoers can embark on a global culinary journey without leaving Cape Cod. The Barnstable County Fair has become a marquee summer event on Cape Cod, encompassing the very essence of summer fun. With so many different events and activities, the fair offers an experience that should not be missed. Grab your friends and family, mark your calendars, and get ready for a week of unforgettable memories at the Barnstable County Fair. For more information, head to CapeCodFairgrounds.com. For Cape Media News, I'm Ryan Downs.
Explore the world of pastel art in the captivating exhibition called For Pastels Only at the Cultural Center of Cape Cod. With 87 artworks from different artists carefully selected from over 400 submissions, this show highlights the beauty and the versatility of the pastel medium. Christine Ivers, a pastel artist and esteemed member of the Pastel Society of America, shares her experience as a judge for the event.
My name is Christine Ivers. I'm from Meriden, Connecticut. I'm a master pastelist and an eminent pastelist with Pastel Society of America and the International Association of Pastel Societies. I was honored to be asked to be the judge of awards for this show. It's the hardest job that any artist basically has to do. There were 28 awards here, and I probably could have given 20 more, to be totally honest with you. That's the incredible caliber of the work that's here.
So the exhibition we have going on right now is called For Pastels Only, and it's the Pastel Society of Cape Cod. There's 87 works of art from 87 different artists, and they're chosen from over 400 works that were submitted. But the theme for this show is that everything in the building right now is pastel, and it's just such a beautiful art form. And so you're going to see everything from abstract, you're going to see realism, you're going to see some beautiful Cape Cod scenes, but it's all done in this really beautiful pastel medium.
Why I love this medium is because it's WYSIWYG, and what you see is what you get. There's no time to wait, that it's got to dry. There's no time that you have to, layer and change color when it takes time to set. You get what you see is what you get immediately, and I believe that's why pastel artists are pretty much pastel junkies, because we love the medium so much, and we're on a mission to let the rest of the art world and collectors and galleries know how incredible this particular medium is. This painting in particular just told me an incredible story of energy and mark making that I just fell in love with when I walked into the door. The vibrancy of the colors and the complementary colors that are part of this entire composition is just thrusting the entire work for anybody who's viewing it up into a heavenly area.
We have new exhibitions year-round. We go dark for 2 weeks in December, but the rest of the year, all of our walls are always covered in art. We traditionally rotate exhibitions every month. And so we have 5 different galleries here at the Cultural Center. And so each month you're going to come in and you're going to see something new that wasn't there last month. Plus we have 5 artist studios where artists are constantly creating new work. So you could come in on a Monday and a Tuesday and see new work that they've just completed.
I still encourage everyone to come and see this show. It is just an aspiring event for anyone to come and visit. And I was sort of taken aback when I was in here judging, and 2 of my friends from New York City drove up 7.5 hours to come see this show. So this is something that tells the world how spectacular the work that hangs in this venue is. And I hope that everybody in this area or visitors in this area come to see this show and appreciate the work that's on the walls. I'm thrilled and honored and humbled to be part of this show.
Thank you for joining me this evening. If you have a story you'd like to see covered, send us an email at newstip@capemedia.org. Tune in next week for more hyperlocal news that matters on Channel 99, Apple TV, Roku, and Fire TV. For Cape Media News, I'm Lauren Williamson. Have a great weekend.